Rugby fans, welcome to another episode of the Women's Rugby Show. I'm Amy and this is Adam, and we're here to give you another dose of rugby action.
Yep, that is right. It's season 2, round 2, and we're here at Sixway Stadium to witness Worcester Warriors Women against Harlequins Women.
The last time we featured Harlequins Women, didn't they put over 100 points past their opponents?
Yep.
And didn't their opponents finish in the bottom half of the table last year?
Yep.
And didn't Worcester Warriors finish bottom half of the table last year?
Yep.
So is there a possibility that Harlequins could do it again this week?
Yep.
Do you think they will?
No.
Really? Okay, wow, we better get into this then. Okay, so to set the scene, both of us are going to give you 3 points of things you need to know about both teams. So I'm going to start off with the home team. Now, it's no secret that Worcester Warriors had an absolutely appalling season last year. They only won 2 games in the whole of the season, those coming in the 2 final games. And they gifted their opponents today 117 points in both games that they played them. And if that wasn't bad enough, if you compare their last week's game to the one last year, they've actually got worse.
How come?
Well, when they played Wasp Ladies in 2018, they lost 29-10. When they played them last week, they lost 47-10. So things are not looking great. And if that wasn't bad enough, they've just said goodbye to their head coach, Roy Davies, due to lack of game results. So it's looking pretty ominous for them right now. But fear not, Warrior fans, it's not all doom and gloom, because you did sign 10 players over the summer, and they weren't just regional and development players. No, these were top players from top teams. So who are the players that we need to look out for? They signed ex-Gloucester Hartpury player, under-20s flanker for England too, Taz Bricknell. And they also signed ex-Ospreys player, Gwen Crabb. She's one hell of a player, so make sure you watch out for her. And finally, I'm going to try and do something that Adam was unable to do last week. I'm going to try and give Worcester Warriors some tactical advice. Now, you were right in what you were saying, that they should keep the ball away from the forwards, but I'm going to go one better. Kick, kick and kick. We all know that Harlequins have got that power running and that strength going forward. So if Worcester Warriors want any chance today, they're going to have to up the tempo. They're going to have to get the long kicks in so that the Harlequins are constantly on the turn, and they've got to try and tire out their bigger opponents. They've got Jess Breach and Lucy Packer playing out of position, so they need to take full advantage of that today. Warriors are younger and fitter, so they just need to keep up that tempo, keep the pressure on for 80 minutes, and they might get a result.
Thanks for that, Amy. That was really, really good. And I'm pleased now because for once I get to analyse the overwhelming favourites. So 3 points to consider for Quins. Well, first of all, the bad news is that they've got some pretty influential players that are having to jet off for international duty. So Scotland number 8 Jade Conkle and fullback Chloe Rowley, she had a really impressive debut last week. She scored 2 tries. They've had to jet off to South Africa for a 2-match tour. Why the nations have picked this time of the season to have a tour, I've got absolutely no idea. But anyway, but the good news for Quins is that they can literally pick any player from their squad and drop them in, and you wouldn't know much of a difference. So for Jade Conkle's case, look at Annika Plee. She's an Ireland international. She's playing at number 8. And in the fullback position, England Red Rose Jess Breach. So really, they shouldn't suffer too much. Number 2, now if I was going to pick one player to look out for, it would have to be Lucy Packer. Now, she is actually a scrum half, and last week she had an unbelievable game. She was electric, she spotted the gaps. She is playing on the wing today, as you said, Amy. But I think if they get the ball to her, if Jess Breach is further back, it gives Lucy Packer an opportunity to go forward and use her unbelievable pace, her quick feet to spot those gaps and get through and score. So hopefully she'll get a lot of the ball today. And finally, number 3, there aren't many things that I can say to Quins tactically to help them improve their game. They literally have everything. Last week they won 100% of their own scrums and line-outs, and they scored 15 tries. So I don't think I need to say much tactically to help them improve their game. But what I would say is what we've seen from Quins in the past is that sometimes they do start matches slowly, like we saw in last year's final, or sometimes they do let their performance drop off. So what I would say to them is keep it up for 80 minutes.
So is there any point in doing a score prediction today?
No, I think we both know who's going to win this match.
Agreed. But should we go and see what the fans think?
Let's do it. So we're here with a Worcester fan, Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hiya.
And Rosalie. Hello there. So we'll just get straight into it. Sarah, how important is it that Worcester get either a win today, obviously, or really, more importantly, put in a positive performance?
It's very important. It's important to all the players, and as it is a home game, we are hopefully looking for a win today. So.
From the players that have joined the club, has anyone impressed you the most so far? No, all right, we'll go. we won't. Can I ask you about Roy being? Is that right?
It's very sad news.
It is. All right, we'll keep that.
Okay.
All right.
He's bought a lot.
Hang on, wait. Use that. And what about the strange news yesterday that the club have departed ways with Roy Davies, although we know that he is here today?
It's going to be a great loss to our team. He's brought so much to the Warriors, and hopefully we can take all that in through the season. And I just wish Roy all the best, really, in the future. So.
Last year, the club didn't have such a good season. What do they have to do to turn it around and finish further up the table?
I would say they've all got to work hard as a team together, which they have been doing, and just focus on their game, really. Just focus on the game and just bring it home, really.
And last week, Harlequins Women put over 100 points past Richmond. Are you nervous for today's game?
I wouldn't say I wasn't nervous, but yes, I am. And I think it's going to be a really close game today. So it's going to be a good game to watch.
Brilliant. Well, it looks like this young lady wants to go and watch the game. So thank you very much and enjoy.
Rugby fan, this one.
Right, here with a Harlequins fan, Izzy. Izzy, after last week's 101 drubbing of Richmond, how excited are you for today's game?
I think it's going to be an amazing game. I'm so excited. And I mean, Worcester lost against Wasps as well, so I think it's going to be a great score.
So you're predicting a very high score count?
Definitely.
From the players that have come in this Harlequin side over the summer, who has impressed you at this early stage the most?
The number one, I don't know her name, but she, for Ireland, I think, absolutely incredible.
Jill Bork?
Yeah, that's it. She's incredible. I really like her because I used to play her position, and I think she's great. Yeah.
Brilliant. So I guess, after what happened last week, surely Harlequins are nailed on for a win this season, to win the whole league.
Definitely, I think we're going to be top all season. It's not because I'm biased, but I think it's going to be incredible.
What do other teams have to do to stop them, do you think?
Well, our defence is quite really good, especially with Abby Scott here. And I mean, we've got some fast players like Jess Breach. I think their defence is going to have to be really good today if we want to beat us, but I don't think it's going to be likely.
Brilliant. I think we know what this young lady predicts for this game. Well, Izzy, thank you very much. Enjoy the game.
Thank you.
It seems like Davies' departure isn't the only change for the home team this week. Warriors Women have made 4 changes to the starting 15 from last week's loss to Wasps Ladies. Last week's try scorer Fionn Lewis is named at scrum half, with Brooke Bradley dropping to the bench. In front row, former England under-20 teammates Akina Gondway and Lauren Leatherland remain as props, but Carmen Tremelling replaces Alicia Watkins at hooker. Lucy Lockhart makes her first start of the season at flanker, with Alex Callender moving to number 8, replacing Lisa Campbell. England under-20 Jade Shekels will make her full debut at centre, while the back 3 remains unchanged.
Following their 101-0 victory over Richmond Women on opening day, Harlequins Women co-head coaches Gary Street and Karen Findlay have decided to make a number of changes, mostly due to injuries and international call-ups, while still trying to remain true to the players who put in an outstanding performance last week. Leah Lyons is injured, and as we know, Concourt is away with Scotland. So Ireland international Jill Bourke comes into the starting lineup at loose prop alongside fellow new signing Amy Cockayne, making her full debut. Shauna Brown is also injured, which means that Chloe Edwards starts and Lauren Brooks comes onto the bench. Alice Sheffield also starts at lock, with Fiona Fletcher moving to 6 in a reshuffled back row, which sees Annika Police named at number 8. England's very own Leanne Riley makes her return to the side to start at scrum half, with Lucy Packer shifting to the wing. That moves Khadija Kamara to outside centre, with Jess Breach shifting to fullback and Charlie Wellbeloved starting out wide.
Jill, 2 wins on the bounce, it must feel amazing.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, today wasn't a perfect performance, but you can't complain with 2 wins, first 2 opening games. A lot of tries scored, so many positives to take from it. But yeah, definitely a little bit of work to do, but yeah, two wins from 2, happy days, yeah.
There was a few areas that did look a little bit scrappy throughout the game. Do you think you could put that down to people playing out of position and missing key players today?
No, I don't think so at all. I think we were eager, we wanted to play ball. We probably just lost to one of ourselves a few times in terms of just getting our basics right. But no, I don't think it has anything to do with people we missing. Everybody is so capable here and so good that people slot in really easily. So yeah, it's just us being almost a little bit over eager at the start, figuring out where we were strongest in the pitch and where we weren't, and just we got into our stride after a while. It just took us a little bit of time.
Do you think that might have been because you came in with so much confidence from last week's game, scoring over 100 points? Did you think that today's game might have been a little bit similar to that?
No, I don't think so. I think you can't underestimate any opposition, and I mean, playing Worcester at home here today, of course they were going to be up for it. I think we wanted to play possibly similar to the free kind of rugby we played last week, but in fairness to us, they put us under pressure. We made our own mistakes and they put us under pressure to make mistakes as well. But yeah, I mean, we fixed our few bits and pieces as we went through. Yeah.
There was a couple of scrums at the beginning, like I think it was the first 2, that weren't quite clicking, but then you turned it around. Could you talk me through those differences?
I guess a little bit of a new combination, I suppose, in the front row. Like my first started Lucid and Amy and Chloe and stuff like that. So just getting used to each other, and again, like figuring out an opposition, figuring out what way they want to scrummage and how to find the gaps between it. We said we'd use those first 2 scrums to figure out what each other's opposite number had, and then we chat away to each other and figure out what way we were going to attack it. And I think it worked out quite well in the end for us.
Well, we thought that you played excellent today, and on behalf of the Women's Rugby Show and Raggett RFC, we'd like to award you with the Player of the Match.
All right, okay.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Didn't expect that.
So congratulations.
Cheers,
and
thank you very much.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Jade, it was a tough game out there today. When you found out that last week that Quins had won by 101 points to nothing, were you nervous for today's game?
Yeah, like we all heard it. I think we were all a little bit like, oh God, what have we got? But we just sort of went through the week like with our game plan and sticking. The focus was more on us, like we've got to come together as a team, do your jobs, and we'll see what we get out of it. So it wasn't so much the focus of them. We heard the news, and obviously that's a massive score, but you can't focus on them too much. I think we kept the focus on us and just sort of trained well as a team, and then all just came together. And I think it sort of reflected on the pitch, I'd say. Absolutely.
The first 20-25 minutes, you made it really difficult for them.
Yeah, it was a really good, first 20. Everyone was just up for it, like from the changing rooms, the warm-up, everyone was on the same level, same vibe, and it was a good atmosphere to be around there. I think we just all wanted to get out there and play and show what we've been actually training for and what we're capable of as well. So yeah, it was good.
How do you build on this? Because you've lost your first 2 matches, but this match, despite it being a loss, must feel like a real positive because of how you all played.
Yeah, I don't think we've taken it as a massive negative, like you say. We heard the massive score, you expect, all right, you're probably going to take a bit of a loss, but it's not that much of a beating. And we've got positives on ourselves, like there are positives in there as a team, as individuals, so we will just hopefully look to build on that. Like we're all in a good place, I think, and hopefully building on to the next game, we'll be able to hopefully get that win.
And you're a new signing in this team over the summer.
Yeah.
How have you settled in?
It's been lovely. So I've done all pre-season with them. The girls are welcoming. Team as a whole are just lovely. Nice and easy, comfortable, and just a good vibe to be around, to be fair. So settled in well.
And you weren't going to let Harlequins nil you out. You scored. Not only did you scored on your birthday. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's a nice little birthday treat there. Yeah, you got to get a little bit of points, didn't you? Can't have it 0. So yeah, not too bad. Good birthday treat.
Brilliant. Well, listen, congratulations for the try. Sorry about the loss, but happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow, that was brutal, both for Worcester Warriors Women and for any of Harlequins' closest competitors watching that.
Well, you can say what you want about the level of competition in the Premier 15s, but the old saying's true, you can only beat the team in front of you, and that's exactly what Harlequins did today. That is true. Right, folks, it's come to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please, I know a lot of you have, please make sure you do these 4 very simple things. Number 1, like this video. 2, subscribe to the Women's Rugby Show on YouTube. Follow us across social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook,
at Women's Rugby Show. And of course, most importantly, tell anyone that you know in your life that loves rugby about the Women's Rugby Show.
That's right, Adam. And if you haven't done so already, please do check out the bespoke women's rugby clothing range from our sponsor, Ruggett RFC. We're going to put a link down below. I'm wearing one of them now and they're so comfortable. So that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in and we'll be back again soon. Thank you.
Bye.